There are two types of people in this world, those who love leftovers and those who would rather never see them again. I'm definitely camp leftovers, but if you're not, don't worry, I've got you covered. The key to enjoying leftovers is to reinvent them into something new. Sure, a turkey sandwich is great, but after sandwich number 3, I know you're craving something new and different. I'm Laura Cook. I've spent years working in restaurants, and now my toughest critics are my family. And today, maybe even the studio crew. Leftovers don't have to be boring. I'll show you how to turn your holiday leftovers into something completely new. One's a little fancy, and the other is pure comfort, and nothing needs to go to waste. Stick around to find out which of these leftover creations wins our crew's approval. We'll bake this whole thing in the 400-degree oven. Oh my God, it's very heavy. First up, we're making a delicious and creamy turkey mushroom risotto. And before you say, that sounds like a lot of work, don't worry. Because we're using leftovers, this recipe comes together in under 30 minutes. We're going to start by roasting some mushrooms. I'm using an assortment here, but whatever you have is great. In this pot, I've sauteed some onions, and now we're going to toast our rice. It's important to use arborio rice for risotto because it ensures the silky, creamy texture. And toasting the rice is a step you definitely shouldn't skip. It locks in the texture and the flavor and keeps the rice from getting mushy later on. Next, we deglaze the pan. If you have a part bottle of wine kicking around after the holidays, use that. Or if you don't, you can always use stock. So all the flavors are going to come off the bottom of the pot from toasting, and that's what we really want. While the rice mingles with the onions and the wine, let's prepare our turkey, the star of yet another holiday meal. For this recipe, you can absolutely use fresh cooked turkey that has been chopped up. When I'm doing leftovers like a risotto, I like to shred it. It stays juicier and ensures that you get a little piece of turkey in every single bite. I'm using about 3 cups of turkey for every 2 cups of rice, but it's the twilight zone between Christmas and New Year's, so if you don't really measure, no one's going to know. Leftover roast turkey can be stored in a sealed container, plastic bag, or aluminum foil for up to 4 days in the fridge, or you can store it in the freezer for up to 3 months. So whatever you're not using today can be stored away in the freezer for another day. Having turkey on hand is a great solution for a quick weeknight meal packed with high quality protein. Now that the turkey is ready to go, it's time to start building that creamy risotto. I've got a warm broth here, and the warm broth is key because it helps the rice to cook more evenly, and it will ensure you get all the starch to release, creating that signature risotto texture. So I add the broth about 1/4 cup at a time, and then I'm constantly stirring. You can see how quickly the rice absorbs the broth, and then it's time to add more. You're gonna do this for about 12 minutes, adding the broth and stirring, or until you've added about 4 to 6 cups of broth and the mixture is nice and creamy. This takes a little patience, but the results are totally worth it. Great Taste is the only video series in Canada with chefs, home cooks, dietitians, content creators, and farmers sharing one table. Subscribe for a closer connection to the traditions, cultures, and communities that make our food story unique. We're grateful to the Manitoba turkey producers and Manitoba beef producers for helping us share these stories. From farm fields to family tables, this is Manitoba food from every angle. All right, this is looking great. The rice is perfectly cooked, and it's time to add in our turkey and mushrooms. And I'm also going to go in with some Parmesan cheese and fresh parsley. One of the final steps, we're going to add some butter just to really make it creamy and rich. The broth is going to quickly heat up the shredded turkey, so we're ready to serve. And I know we've got some hungry folks here who will be happy to gobble up this turkey risotto. All right, come and get it. Leftovers round 2. The risotto was delicious, but let's face it, the fridge is still full of leftovers. So let's turn them into something comforting and cozy. I see mashed potatoes, peas, corn, and some carrots. So this is a no-brainer. I know what I'm making, it's shepherd's pie. After all those big holiday meals with their separate components, there's something comforting about eating a one-pan dinner. And the best part? It's easy, affordable, and perfect for that post-holiday reset. We're going to saute a pound of beef with onion and garlic. And we're going to add marjoram and thyme because those are classic shepherd's pie flavors. Plus, they make the kitchen smell amazing. Did you know that cattle eat leftovers too? Not only do they upcycle damaged crops that aren't of high enough quality for human consumption, but cattle rations also make use of byproducts from the food system, like misshapen or damaged potatoes or canola meal. And these byproducts would have otherwise ended up in the landfill. We should all do our part to reduce food waste, out of respect for the farmers who grow our food in the most sustainable manner possible. Now we need to build the sauce. I'm going to sprinkle in about 3 tablespoons of flour and make sure that it's evenly distributed amongst the beef and the onions. I'm also going to add a beef stock, tomato paste, and Worcestershire sauce. We want to bring this to a gentle boil for about 8 minutes until the sauce has thickened. If I was cooking from scratch here, this is where I'd season, but since we're going to be adding leftovers, which have already been seasoned, I'm going to wait. And this is where you can go a little off script. Add in whatever vegetables you have on hand. Green beans, Brussels sprouts. Honestly, your stuffing and gravy could also be blended in here. But let's be honest, is there ever any leftover stuffing? We're going to stay true to the classic here, carrots, peas, and corn. Now I'll give it a taste, and if needed, I'll add some salt and pepper. It's really good. I'm going to top this pie right in the skillet because I think we can all agree we've done enough dishes already this week. Working with leftover mashed potatoes can sometimes be tricky. Depending on the consistency of your potatoes, you may need to add a little extra milk or cream. But once they're warmed up, you just spread them over top. Again, you've already seasoned these potatoes, so salt and pepper may not be necessary, but you can give them a taste to find out. We'll bake this whole thing in a 400-degree oven just until the filling is bubbly and the potatoes are nice and golden. It is so heavy. Oh my God. We'll bake this whole thing in a 400-degree oven just until the filling is bubbly and the potatoes are nice and golden. With a little creativity and simple ingredients, you can make meals that bring new life to what's in your fridge and keep the holiday spirit going a little longer. We've shared the links to these recipes and we want to know what you're creating with your leftovers. Leave a comment below. Not only will it give our community some ideas, but you'll also be entered in a draw for a chance to win some great prizes. We will return to our usual Friday posting schedule next week. See you then.